So we're looking at instruments of mind flexibility versus uh, setting frames of thinking that do not serve you for the results that you're getting in life. So I want to look at this from multiple spectrums. One is like the measurement sticks of which you're using in life. Okay, so again, one I could give you is like you might go right or wrong, or might go less effective, more effective, or it might go disadvantageous or advantageous. These are like coming into the law of polarity, especially if you look into hermetic principles. Then you got a sense of okay, cool, is it better that I'm more flexible in life, or is it better that I'm more rigid? Okay, well, I might be more rigid to have a true radar that is pretty calibrated about, mm, is that really an objective or subjective opinion? Do I buy into it? Do I not buy into it? Why would I buy into that belief, or why wouldn't I buy into that belief? So again, it's like um, addition and subtraction. Okay, essentially, if you bring it to maths terms. Now, for mind flexibility to occur, you have to be able to even identify what the frick that is. Okay, so let's just say right there and then, when I gave you the example of that's a more disadvantageous choice that you made for an outcome that you would like to get. Okay, so it might be in the time and labor space that you're going to increase the hours for that in order for that to come into fruition. Okay, someone may go at the moment of time of where you're at, that's actually not what you should be doing. Okay, because you kind of reach the capacity that allows you to build flexibility. So the flexibility from that might have been that you've been earning 100k a month. Okay, and then now you can bring it to another medium and vehicle that you can leverage the point of that maybe isn't the technology and knowledge space that you can put on a medium and conduit, which allows people to buy that from you, versus like these one-to-one sales calls. Let's just say that's what it was. um Now, the thing is there that allows for more flexibility and the capacity for that thing to grow. So the capacity for that thing to grow is like a fertile environment for the two to come, right? Then the same applies to you about like where are you going to, where are you getting to? Okay, where have you been? What results are you getting? Are you sick of them? Are you like happy with them? Or you're not happy with them? Okay, then it comes down to the voices that are coming inside here are very, very important. Okay, because again, that's your psycho-social environment internally. Then you got externally. Okay, now you just think of your self as a mirror of the dominant kind of self voices that come up. Is it opportunistic? Is it things that kind of really negative outlook in life, or really positive? Or why the frick are we doing this all the time where I keep on not doing the things that I want to do in life? Oh yeah, that gets nutrition from me soothing whatever it might be on social media and absolutely downloading this thing, or it might be bad habits, it might be venting, it might be whatever, right? So that's like something that likes to get that attention. You're giving it attention, you're giving it energy for to nourish and stay alive and grow and keep as a dominant character in your life. Because if you want to be that person that you're trying to be, then you would like to maybe open this capacity and make it larger. Now, just think of what are the actions that I can take for the outcomes of which I see myself trying to get. Who has done this before, and what might I do to follow what they've done? Is there a dedicated program of learning that could get me to that? Okay, cool. So it's a mentor. Cool. Could I get support from this mentor? Yes, cool. Could I put myself in more spaces that would allow me to uh, be in that environment like a baby and its parents? It's learning more. It's basically learning through more than what meets basically the control of language. Like that's not the only way the child is learning. Okay, it's literally learning from the heartbeat. It's learning from the annotations. It's learning from the way of which interactions are happening between people. Okay, so many things are going on. Same with you. So if you're to think about that for yourself, and I give you an actionable thing right now, is you could have an audible book on. You could have books that you're reading. Okay, you could have a call that you're going to dedicate each and every single day to a person or people that are within and going to what you're going towards. Because think about it, if you're a professional athlete and you're around people that want to be professional athletes or are professional athletes and are faster than you, or they can throw further than you, or are smarter than you, have gotten way better results than you, that's a pretty fertile environment for you to be a better athlete, versus you thinking that you can probably figure out all on yourself. Maybe you can, but let's think about time and space. Is that the most efficient way or an effective way of which you could use your time and space? If it's the scenario you're in and that's all you can do, you can get all the reference material, you can't employ the coach, cool. go do that. That's where you're at. That's the best use of your time that you can use. But again, there's this other spectrum of like, okay, if we increase the vehicle of money, would that allow more flexibility for you to get to that goal faster? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's apply that. Let's get that upgraded. Let's get that going. So then you can actually elevate the pace of which you are going. If that's a desired result and desired path of which you would like to proceed going forward, okay? Now, if you think about that, you got a mentor, you got a dedicated program of learning, you got a psychosocial environment, and you got the freaking on the wellness factor. If you're 7 above, and this is for you to go after that thing, go after. Okay, now with this flexibility of thinking, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. I just got a model there where I got my mentor. I've gotten these books. Okay, let's say it's a mentor through a book. It's a mentor through a screen. It's a mentor that is in a particular domain. It could be the gym. It could be spirituality. It could be richer. It could be smarter. It could be a group of minds that you consult with. Okay, so Think and Grow Rich, to have like minds that you consult with in the higher faculties. So imagine you're in a meditative state and you imagine that you're talking to whoever it might be. So the council of the mastermind. So that's actually where it came from, master and then mind. Okay, masters of whatever it might be in a particular domain, and then mind of which that is which you are connecting and with those people, right? So again, those are different models, and what do those different models do? They take you out of 3 of these examples that I'm going to give you. So the knife that cannot cut itself. The knife can't cut itself, okay? It needs an operator outside of itself or to handle it and cut something to, maybe cut itself by something else, okay? So it's cut and cut, okay? It needed an external thing. 1. 2 is you are in the jar and you cannot read the label. Freaking, where did I get this from? I actually forgot. I think it's something to do, I think it's a Texas saying, if I'm not stood incorrect. And essentially what that's saying is, generally you're in a situation and you just can't see you're in it. So you kind of need to observe. You need an educated kind of lens of eyes, okay? So imagine they're the mechanic operating on 20/20 vision and you're operating on 1 out of 20 vision for the problem in your car. They've seen it before, they've seen it again, but you just can't figure it out because the current lens that you have doesn't allow you to see that, but his lens does. So this kind of newness that's going on invites you to go, because if you question and you inquire about hey, what did you see there? What was going on? They can teach you. Okay, so that's the same with the master of the minds, and that's the council that you might operate in, or the reference groups of books that are exposing you to new ideas, and then you might just magnet that idea, and then that changes something in your life for the rest of your life, or it could be something else. Right now, things that I'm pulling ideas from and me presenting things to you right now is from my reference points of things that I've been exposed to and exposed myself to. Okay, now, for example, if I'm letting a personal story in here, it's like I've always had an internal voice since I'd say 14 to go and be on YouTube or go and do this, where it's like, yeah, that's a thing to do. It's beyond me, like the logical reason, but it's, it could be someone could go, hey, that's the divine source working through. That could be the omnipresent spirit working through you. Okay, again, everyone has different beliefs. It could be cosmic consciousness that's working through the ether and then coming through me, and then this is the conjured through my language and voice coming out to you. Okay, whatever it may be, are all different things. Now, for you, it's going to be different things, but again, those are models of thought of why am I getting these voices, what's coming up for me, because it could be that, yeah, I could have been and could be a professional sports person. If I take the dedicated route and program to go and do that thing, I could be a triple, quadruple, whatever, comic club, if whatever numbers you want to put on it. And that could be the path I take. That could be the path that you take. That could be the path which anyone takes. That could be the path that you read 100 books this year, okay? That could be different paths of which you take. But again, it's just putting yourself in an environment that is fertile enough for that change to happen. Because environment is like osmosis, okay? Osmosis. Like, you want to tap into as much intelligence as you can, okay? If you want to look at Howard Gardner's work of the multiple intelligences, you could, okay? Now, you might be asking, right, okay, those are different frames of reference, and I've got to increase the bucket because you were operating a 1 liter bucket. You know how to operate on a higher capacity of a bucket that can hold more of the storage that, needs the capacity for what you're attending with your intention, with attention, to invite in. Okay, so intending, in, tension, okay, or stretching towards, okay, and you're attending, so attend. So I am in attention. Oh, sorry, I'm attending. So I'm in attendance to this thing. I'm in the presence of this energy. I'm in the presence of this thing. Okay. Then the attention. So like maybe the active attention units you have of present being within the stretch towards something, right? Now, if you look at that as a budget and you were putting a life force of attention into something, well, then you've got to really think of like, can I even see what I'm even putting my attention to? How could I see? What would the 2020 vision looking at this thing be? Because if you look at a leaf and the 4-year-old sees the leaf, you see the leaf, and the PhD student sees the leaf, it's all different lenses of perspective. 1, 2, and ultimate, let's just say. And you know that they're just going to label it as leaf. You might go, that's a green leaf and it has striations and it was the inner side of the tree, and then you run out of vocabulary for that particular domain. Okay, so then vocabulary is a very, very important thing. You expand vocabulary, you invite more ideas because you're more flexible, and then you invite more opportunities to come in through the capacity of which you've grown. So if I go from 1 liter vocabulary, so let's say 1,000 words, right, to 5 liters of vocabulary, then that puts me in a different realm of different spectacles I can put on about certain situations. Okay, then the PhD has a completely different set of spectacles that they can put on for a certain situation, and likewise you were the same. Likewise you can do the same. Okay, now the shortcut, at least what I've came to, is you think about what's the lexicon, or what is the vernacular rather, or the local language, or the dialects, or the dominant words that come up for that domain, and only that domain. And what are the most important ones? Because think about it, if you're going to make use of your time, you want to get the linchpins, you want to get the freaking things that is super important, like the 20% that makes up the 80% type thing, 80-20 rule, right? And you use that in everything that you do, and you just accelerate the results that you're going to get. You've just crunched the time and space continuum, and you've collapsed it with that efficiency, right? Same applies in life for anything that you really want to get and want to do. Same applies with mind flexibility. Okay, now you just realize that you need to increase the capacity of which you were operating on to get the results of which you might and may desire, because if you don't, what may happen is not getting results that you'd like in maybe the time frame that you like. Because time and space will always exist. Okay, that's a model. We can think beyond that model. There's no there's been a somewhat of a start, and then there's never an ending, or there's start and endings, or whatever way you want to think beyond life. But anyways, I digress. And as aforementioned, again, increase the capacity of which you have reference points to. That's expanding your bucket for more opportunity to come in, because you will see more. Okay, like the mechanic, be like the mechanic. Look at what's going on. How could I view this vehicle from different lens? Come up with the questions that would allow you to view that thing from different perspectives. What would the positive perspective look like? What would the opportunistic self look like? What would look like from a point of view that I've explained this to my younger brother, or to a baby, or how could I see it from the lens of an absolutely malevolent person? How could I see this from a medical view? How could I see this from people that have read this type of material? Like, how would that author see this thing or situation I'm in at the moment? Perfect. You've just taken yourself to now be flexible and operate from different modes of thinking, different filters, different spectacles. You put them on. Hello, let's have a look. Ching. Let's freaking have another look. Okay, where's it going? What's it doing? Right. Nice. These are a multitude of things that you can apply for your mind ability, mind flexibility. So fertile environment. You got reference points. Increase the capacity. Have been the main points. Apply them. Get going. Any questions? Put them down below. Subscribe. And have a freaking great day, and get your expansion of awareness and capacities on, because then what are you doing? You're uncloaking, taking the cloak off the emergent, sleeping, dormant potentials.